because there are a lot of people in this country who do not like Black women.
But Black power starts with Black women. It just does.
These angry, mad, opportunistic, lying Black women.
A motherfucker just supposed to take and accept whatever the fuck you say because I'm a Black woman. Bitch, shut up. The fuck out of here.
Good women are dead. Evil bitches, rise up!
Let's go. Somebody run and hit that like button for me. I can't reach the like button. I need one of y'all to hit the like button for me. Big news on the WNBA front. A lot of interesting things have been happening in the WNBA, and absolutely none of it basketball related. There's almost zero interesting things basketball related happening in the WNBA, but there is some interesting news coming out of the WNBA. We're going to get right into it right now today. Hit the like button for me. Like, share, and subscribe, y'all. We got to talk about trans ball, lady ball. I don't know what to call the ball anymore. Is it going to be trans ball or lady ball? Because although the WNBA put out a statement with some official finality to it, they did not answer the question. The WNBA, 2 times now, twice in a row, have made a statement and still refused to answer the question. The question being, what is a woman? You know, this being the Women's National Basketball Association and whatnot and all that and stuff. The WNBA has not answered the question. Therefore, the problem hasn't been resolved. But we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. And I'm going to drop a gigantic pause right now at the start of the show, because this is probably going to be the gay show. And you know what? This is why I hate the WNBA. I've never been a fan of lady ball anyway. And now that lady ball is transitioning into trans ball, I'm definitely not a fan, because now I got all this weird shit in my algorithm. And so because of all the weird shit that has to be in my algorithm to do this show, we're going to drop a huge, gigantic pause to start the show off.
Somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
Get it again. Okay, I'm going to say it again. I come in the name of Jesus. Repeat it after me, bitch. I come in the name of Jesus by the power of the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, what are they coming to church doing? Being gay.
And I think this has a lot to do with these guys being their mother's son. If I could just sum it up, when you're raised by your mom, you're a different man.
Yeah. One gigantic long pause, because this is going to be a very, very rainbow colored stream. All the colors in the rainbow. I'm just going to own it right now. It is what it is. Just have to jump right into it, you know. No looking back. All right. Enough innuendo. Enough gay window. Shout out to President Trump, by the way.
Every public school in America is now on notice that if they tell a child that they're trapped in the wrong body, they are committing child abuse. And as we remove the far left extremism from the classroom, we're taking historic action to ensure that every child in America has access to a first-class education. Every public school in America is now on notice that if they tell a child.
So right away, President Trump starting out the show with great anti-trans news. I didn't realize that. I mean, listen, Trump has a lot going against him right now politically. You know, I've long been kind of off the Trump train. You know, I'm still rooting for him technically. You know, he used to be my guy. I don't know if he'll ever be able to get his groove back after all these missteps and whatnot. But this is a good move from President Trump, you know. At least he's still the anti-trans president, all right? We can still get that out of him.
Oh man, hate.
So I appreciate that much. That being said, though, the WNBA, they got to get their shit together. You know, let's just jump right to the New York Post. They just dropped the article, like, I saw it about 40 minutes ago. Enes Kanter and Royce White not eligible for WNBA after draft declarations. So right away, if you didn't know, Enes Kanter and Royce White have announced their transgender womanhood. They are now trans women. It's official, because that's all you got to do is claim your claim. Once you make your claim, let me show you the picture again, because this is literally how it works, y'all. I am who I say I am. And Royce White and Enes Kanter, they say they are women. They say they are athletic, WNBA balling capable women. And for whatever reasons that they really are unclear about, the WNBA has outright denied these women entry into even the draft. You cannot even be considered for the draft. Now, I'm already thinking a lawsuit, but I guess we got to wait and see. Former NBA players Enes Kanter Freedom and Royce White will not be eligible to play in the WNBA after both declared themselves women and eligible for the draft, league sources told Front Office Sports. The recent declarations of Freedom and White are simply publicity stunts, and the league is not going to give oxygen to efforts designed to mock the league or use this topic to demean and marginalize others, one league source said. The WNBA will not allow outside pressure or manufactured controversy to dictate league processes, the source said. The league will reportedly continue to discuss the topic, though it does not have any legitimate and immediate eligibility. God damn, I just got hit with the retarded stick. My bad. Immediate eligibility matters that require action. The decision came after Freedom was kicked out. Was kicked out of Wintrust Arena. Yeah, that was not me that time. It was a crazy typo. They were putting the story out real fast, y'all. They couldn't even wait to spell check it. But yeah, Freedom got kicked out of a game like last night. We're going to cover that too. We're going to talk about that for a little bit coming up, because that whole thing, Enes Kanter especially, got people upset. But I'm going to keep reading a little bit more. The WNBA's new collective bargaining agreement in Article 13, Section 1A states only players who are women are eligible to play in the WNBA. The CBA agreed upon in March does not include any language around gender identity or gender assigned at birth. No known transgender woman has played in the WNBA. Freedom, who played 11 seasons in the NBA, has turned to political activism in recent years. He and White, a Republican political candidate for the U.S. Senate, declared the eligibility for a 2027 WNBA draft earlier this month amid debates of transgender athletes in women's sports. So you pretty much get the gist of it right there. The WNBA has came out and said that they are just not going to allow these two women, because that person on the screen right there is definitely a woman. The WNBA is just not going to allow these two women to actually get into the league. They're just hating on them. Hating on a black woman, no less, is crazy. I never thought I would see the day that the WNBA openly like hates on a black woman. Like, how you going to play a hate on a sister like that? That's horrible work. That is horrible work, man. You know what? Speaking of black women, let's just jump right to the black woman in question. We're going to get to the big stuff in a minute, but right away, you see the WNBA they can't really come down with a definitive decision about what a woman is. They just know that these two women aren't going to play. And I think that's kind of, I don't understand the decision. Let's put it like that.
Kanter last night thrown out of the game, confrontation. Natasha Cloud comes over. You think Cantor made a mistake, and you think this is going to blow up in a day or so?
I support what any trans person is trying to do in terms of being included. I'm a black trans lesbian myself. I have a right to exist. I think I should be included, and the WNBA is all about that. So I support his pursuits. I just know how the business works, and I know how the PR works. They're going to say that he instigated a conflict with the player. There's an immutable line between the spectators and the players, and they're going to make a statement that he's, indefinitely suspended or banned from WNBA events, if not NBA and WNBA, same as the guy who was caught throwing the dildo on the court.
Cantor last night.
Now, here's the thing. Cantor did get kicked out of a game last night. Let me find that clip. Because I don't know why Cantor got kicked out in particular. He really didn't do anything. And then on top of that, I think it's interesting from a basketball perspective, like, officiating and whatnot. There is a case to be made. Maybe you should have thrown Natasha Cloud out. She should have gotten a technical I'm sorry. She should have gotten a technical foul and been ejected from the game for what she did. I know maybe, and I noticed, I'm going to show you these clips too. A lot of the black male internet is rallying to the defense of Natasha Cloud, because she's a black woman, I guess, theoretically. And it's very interesting to watch all the drama come out. But let me show you what happened at the game the other night. I think it was just last night. And look at what she did and what happened in conclusion.
And yelling at him. You can see his T-shirt. It says, woman, noun, adult, human, female. He's standing up for women's sports.
So Natasha Cloud was happy that she hit a three-pointer. So she screamed at Enes Cantor. He got up. He's 6'10". And let him know, what's your problem? I'm allowed to sit here and wear a T-shirt and root for Sophie Cunningham. What's the problem with that? And
now, this game didn't just start. This game had been going on for a minute. So at a certain random moment in the game, she just decided to pick on that particular fan, walk off the court, approach the fan, basically shouting obscenities at a fan, at a game attendee. At the very least, that's a technical foul. At the very least, imagine in the NBA, that's what happened. Somebody's getting a tech. You don't just run off the court and basically try to pick a fight with a fan.
And next thing you know, they throw him out of the game.
So he's on the right side of the issue because men should not be playing in women's sports. It just should not happen.
But he will be. He'll be drafted in the spring.
But I also don't agree with him stepping up to her. A man shouldn't do that. It just shouldn't happen. It shouldn't.
He just stood up.
No, but he walks toward.
And this is what I really hate. The man did nothing, by the way. All he did was stand up with his arms out. Damn near laughing. She's the one with obvious aggression, obvious hostility approaching him, by the way. He didn't have to be restrained. She's the one that had to be restrained. And somehow they're going to try to make him the problem. And obviously it's because he's a man. And he's a big man. He's 6'10". And they're going to make it all his fault because she can't be professional.
You shouldn't do that as a man. He's too big for that. I understand and I stand with him on highlighting this issue. But I hope women see now that are on this court that there is a biological difference. But this is what happens.
But Cloud began yelling at Cantor,
which is wrong,
who stood up and walked towards the court. An official and security personnel immediately jumped in.
And that shouldn't happen.
And they tell him to leave. Here's what he said afterwards.
Sophie Cunningham shot a three, and I put my hands up to celebrate, right? Literally a couple positions later, Natasha came back and started screaming and yelling and said, she's not going to sleep with you. And I was like, I am not trying to sleep with her. I'm just here to protect women and support her. And then obviously after that, she started yapping and she started to walk towards me. And literally, I just got up and then I was like, I'm just here to protect women, and that's all.
So Enes played 11 seasons, and
That's it. He's the
now he wants
innocent
to play for
victim
the
in all of this, by
WNBA
the
because he
way.
says, "Well, look,
He is just a big 6'10" innocent trans female victim. And notice how I think this is the most ironic thing of this whole incident, whether it's with Enes or with Royce. It's like, how did you decide that these two trans women are not actually trans women? All the other trans women are totally legit and real, and you should 100% validate all of their existence, but these two are faking it. How can you tell the difference between a guy who's faking it and a guy who's really a girl? How is there a test? Does the NBA have like an actual trans meter? They know how to judge your transness.
I could say that I identify as a woman. I want to play. Put me in." So he went to this game to support Sophie Cunningham. And, when all these stories pop up, the message gets muddled, right, guys? I mean, the message that Sophie wants to tell everyone is, I love everybody. This is not about trans athletes. You can come sit at my table. This is about protecting women's sports.
Meanwhile, all of this is distracting from Caitlin Clark getting 30 plus yesterday. We're talking about this because they just can't do the right thing and kick the dudes out of the sport.
Yeah, nobody cares about her 30 points. Those were 30 buckets nobody really heard. If Caitlin Clark drops 30 buckets in the trans ball league, does anybody care?
Of course, the incident in the third quarter with Tosh. Just wanted to ask what your perspective was there as a coach, and at the same time, have you talked to Tosh about what happened there?
I haven't talked to Tosh. I know that she was well, I talked to the team, and Tosh didn't want to feel like she was a distraction. I told her she wasn't. I told her that we all embrace.
Now, mind you, after her outburst on the court, she got praised and defended by her coach. Black man, by the way. Do I have to point it out? Look at this nigga. Black women have like almost a biological fear of checking a black woman. It's like, it's just, you can't, you're not allowed to do it. This was a moment where she was clearly out of bounds. Like, why would you stop the game? Why would you run up on the court to do it? Like, nobody was bothering you. Nobody did anything. He didn't even throw a dildo at you. And you just chose to run down on him. And somehow everybody turned the thing around on him like he really did anything wrong. And here you go. I just want her to know that she supported and she did the right thing. That was a big nigga.
Her as someone that protects our team and protects people that need to be protected. And so Tosh is always going to stand on that, and we stand for Tosh. So
just a quick follow-up on that. You kind of talked about what you said to Tosh, but as a team, did you address the situation in general with the team, and what do you say to them
in terms of like the playoff stuff?
No, in terms of cancer having to be removed, the situation that caused it.
Well, again, nobody cares about the playoff stuff.
In terms of like the playoff stuff?
No, in terms of cancer having to be removed, the situation that caused it.
No, I just told the team that that I'm proud of how we ride for each other, and it's no different when it comes to we had to settle Tosh down a little bit, but she knew how important it was to kind of lock back in for us, and what she did, and I thought she played a really good game tonight. And that's the makeup of who we are. She's passionate, and she's passionate about the things she believes in. She's passionate about her.
Yo, shout out to Clay Bisbee. What coach would ever be okay with a player arguing with a fan? See, shit like this is why I don't even watch sports ball no more. I don't know what's going on with sports ball. And I'm glad now. I am glad. It's a good decision. Cause look at this shit. When I was young, you know, I feel so fucking old right now looking at this bullshit. Back in my day, players weren't allowed to run off the court and argue with people in the stands, all right? You would get ejected for that. Your team would get probably 2 technical fouls, and you would get ejected for that, at least in basketball. But this is a whole new day. Everything is woke and gay now.
Teammates, and we're passionate about her. So that's kind of what the messaging was.
Did you know that he was going to be here? And also, like, do you have a message for him or like people like him?
I think my
What do you mean people like him? You mean trans women? Why don't you acknowledge his trans femaleness, right? How come that everybody wants to all of a sudden misgender a nigga? I thought we weren't misgendering people on television. Have you noticed how the hypocrisy is crazy? Normally, if it was fucking Bruce Jenner, why is Bruce Jenner valid? Why is Caitlyn fucking Jenner valid and these guys are not? Tell me why. Tell me why you call Caitlyn by Caitlyn's first name. You don't want a dead name Caitlyn, but somehow with these two, it's like him and he and Hoedown and who now all this bullshit. Why can't you just acknowledge that they're fucking women?
My messaging was said and clear, you know, weeks ago. But I think that there's so much good things about this league and so many good things about the play of these players that if you come to a game, you should probably come to enjoy the basketball. And that seems pretty simple to me. I think these players deserve that and have earned that. And being a former basketball player, you should probably understand and feel that too.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you, it's some crazy shit in the water. I don't know what's going on right now in this so-called computer time, man. I think you might be right. It's like 85% compromised black men out here. You know what? That's what the 5%ers used to tell you too. 5%ers say that 85% of the man is blonde or some shit like that. I forgot. I don't know the math. I do not do the knowledge. I don't know the math. I don't know the day's math guy. You're not going to get me with that shit. But I do know 5% say about 85% of these niggas is blind. And I think they might have been on to something for totally different reasons. But blonde is blonde nonetheless. You feel me? Because this is a crazy day. And you know, speaking of the brothers, there's a lot of dudes out here that don't seem to get the reality of what's going on. A lot of niggas on the internet are coming out like hating on the play.
I'm not giving Enes Kanter freedom donkey today because he believes biological males shouldn't compete against biological females in women's sports. I agree with him on that. Okay, that's not even a debate for me. And I just think it's pointless to argue when you know it's only being used as a distraction because the midterms are right around the corner and Republicans can't win on policy. So they would rather drag people into another stupid culture war to debate so they can claim to be the party of common sense and Dems the party of people who don't know if men can have babies or not. Okay. I'm giving Enes donkey today because this guy has somehow decided that the best way to protect.
By the way, that is true. Dems don't know, or at least refuse to state definitively what a man or a woman is. Dems do not know. How is that an untrue statement to make? If they can't come out and say it, how do I know what they know?
Okay. I'm giving Enes donkey today because this guy has somehow decided that the best way to protect women's basketball is to disrupt women's basketball. Okay. You, Enes, have become what you claim to hate because I haven't seen anyone threaten women's basketball more than you. Okay, do you think those women felt safe with your big 6'10" ass out there trolling them and then had the nerve to stand up and act like you was about to step to one of them?
She was stepping to him. This is almost like a wild, like, mass psychosis type event. It's like they all watched it in the bizarro land, though. In their mind, he ran on the court and tried to attack her. Like, she ran toward him out the blue, mind you. He wasn't even standing up until she decided, I think she hit a shot. I think she hit a three and turned around and pointed at him and then tried to run up there and start talking crazy to him. What the hell did he do? Then they want to kick him out and make it his fault. Like, since when do players leave the court and try to attack somebody in the crowd and that's okay? Like, the whole world is now trying to run cover like I didn't see what my eyes just saw.
Make that make sense to me. Okay, see, Enes isn't just expressing an opinion anymore. This man declared himself eligible for the 2027 WNBA draft, saying he identifies as a woman as part of his protest against the league's transgender eligibility rules. Meanwhile, in the WNBA, there are currently no immediate eligibility matters affecting their league. Okay, basically, ain't no transgender women trying to take your job in the WNBA right now. That is not happening, okay? No transgenders are out here like, let me suit up. So people like Enes are protesting a hypothetical. There are no biological males playing in the WNBA that we know of. Okay, there are no biological males trying to play in the WNBA except for you. So therefore, Enes, you are actually the problem. But what you're protesting is a hypothetical. Enes, you have called 911 screaming about a 5-alarm fire that isn't happening.
There are trans women in women's jails in America. Trans female prisoners, trans women in jail have impregnated other female inmates. I swear to God, I am not making it up. Of course, this happens in California, but transgenders have impregnated women in prison. Now, I'm not going to make any arguments as to the situation around trans women in jail knocking bitches up. Maybe she wanted the dick with titties. I don't know. When you're in jail, the rules are different. It's a whole other world in there. They say it's not gay when you're away. I don't know what goes on. I'm just saying transgender women have been known to knock a bitch up in the can, is all I'm saying. And if transgender women have been put in jail with women, why is it a crazy thought to wonder about pro sports? If they can go to jail with women, they can play ball with women, right? I mean, they play ball in jail, don't they?
Okay, and that's what is fake. Doing anything for attention activism turns into something else, because there's a difference between raising awareness about something you believe could become a problem and manufacturing a spectacle around a hypothetical problem because the spectacle gets you attention. Okay, Enes, all you are doing is performance art, and I need you to get off the stage because your show sucks. All right, first you declare yourself a woman, then you declare for the WNBA draft, then you start talking about recruiting other men to declare for the WNBA draft, then you show up courtside at a WNBA game wearing a shirt you know is going to provoke a reaction. Then you get into an argument with an actual WNBA player during the game, take a step towards the court. Like,
she took a step off the court. Like, he wasn't even walking toward the court at that point. She was off the court. What are you not getting about this, Charlemagne the fraud?
Actual WNBA player during the game, take a step towards the court. Like,
and by the way, I thought you people like protest and all of that shit. He had on his nice little protest t-shirt. He sat there quietly. He wasn't bothering nobody. He sat there the whole time. He didn't do nothing to nobody. She just randomly got mad at him How is this his fault now? He can wear his T-shirt. Well, she can wear her T-shirt.
Like you was going to do something to those ladies, and then you get escorted out. There should be a lifetime ban of all WNBA games issued today by Kathy Engelbert for Enes. But she won't, because she doesn't do many things that make sense. Okay, she's actually a trans commissioner because she identifies as a commissioner, but clearly that's not what she was born to do.
Oh, so he can mock trans people, though. That's funny. That's funny. He get to make trans jokes. All right. Enes is not joking. Enes is dead serious about playing in the WNBA because Enes Cantor is a woman now.
What other reason would he be going to the games? Hell, he probably ain't never been to no WNBA game. Didn't he go there just to be the agitator, just to cause ruckus, just to make the headlines? Come on, bro.
Hey,
what we doing? Okay, Ojo?
I got a question. Enes Cantor, what was he doing? What was he saying?
What
does he do? I know he was a former
Well,
basketball.
remember he talking about he's eligible for the WNBA draft. So he gonna go play in the WNBA.
That's who started that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What we doing, man? Huh? The man said he gonna go try for the WNBA, bro.
He raging, baby. Then he gonna run the Fox. Then he gonna run the Fox News and talk about, see, this is what I'm talking about. They're not inclusive. They don't want to. They want to have their cake and eat it too, and yada 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 yada. If you were good, you still be in the NBA.
Yeah.
So he wasn't good when he played?
No,
and no, these niggas sound like country and slow. Like you really don't get the move. Like you just don't understand all the meta behind the issue.
Why he's not playing?
He was his
own home country don't want him back.
Yeah. Hold on. For a minute though, he was solid, Uncle Ocho.
Yeah.
He wasn't no damn superstar, nothing like that, Ocho. But
he was a good role player.
Yeah, great. Yeah, he was a good role player. But to be pulling this stunt that he pulling, I don't understand why. Like, is it because of the transgender rights?
Yes.
And he thinking that, I'm gonna really test him and see what the hell they gonna do.
Hey, he must be a political activist in a sense.
But I think the thing was, Joe, is that he was a solid role player, but then he started having these beliefs and these talking points that the league's like, bro, you're not that good.
Yeah.
Hey, you ain't Kyrie. What you think?
Nah. You, in order to be talking like you talking, you need to be a star.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about lawsuits right now. Enes probably has the kind of money where he could like fight this for real. Remember when the Supreme Court lady, Ketanji, she said she really couldn't answer what is a woman? She didn't know. Remember that whole thing? You were gonna have to actually force the WNBA into a legal environment and then make them either acknowledge male or female or make some type of declaration, or let the court make a declaration for you. Take this shit to the Supreme Court.
Absolutely.
And then if you're a superstar, we're gonna look the other way. But you're not even that.
You're absolutely right. And I think all this kind of transpired right when COVID hit, when they were making guys take them COVID shots. If you couldn't take them damn COVID shots, Uncle Ocho, then you can't play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's been an uproar ever since then. And it's kind of seemed like, for whatever reason, he's come back around, and I just don't get it, bro. I don't understand what's the logic behind this.
Joe, we had those same rules at Fox. We couldn't go in the building if you didn't get a COVID shot.
You know what this really looks like too? This is like a bunch of dudes that actually have to say they talked about the issue, contractual obligations and whatnot. But I don't want to actually say nothing about the issue. So you got homie in the orange cap, like, I just don't understand. I just don't get it, man.
You couldn't come in the building.
Yeah.
Okay. If you didn't get tested, we got tested 3 times a week. If you refuse to test, you can't come in the building.
Damn.
It was really that simple. Either you want to work or you don't.
Damn.
I remember you couldn't go to school. You had to get certain vaccinations. Measles, mumps, diphtheria. You had to get those shots.
Damn, I was muted up. Look how they just folded up for the vaccine, though. Jabbed up country niggas is dead right, man. That's crazy work. Look how they just, well, you just had, if you wanted to work, you just had to go. This is what you got to do. Hey, I want to work, so I'll do what I got to do. Yeah, you can tell what niggas was doing during COVID, can't you? You know exactly how niggas was moving during COVID now.
Toby be good nigga for massa. Good nigga. Don't send Toby away.
Yeah, I know what you niggas was up to.
That's before you go to school. It wasn't no, well, I don't want to get them. Well, you ain't going.
Yeah. That's how it was. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Man, people just want their 15 minutes of fame and just gonna just carry on and carry on, carry on. Like, bro, I don't get it. I don't get it. And then you
There's another one. I don't know. I just don't know. What he do? I don't get it. I don't know. I slow. I don't know. These big country bumpkin ass niggas. You know what the fuck's going on. You trying to tap dance and stay on the line. You don't want to make no statement. You don't want to say nothing that might jeopardize nothing.
You wear the t-shirt knowing that you're gonna, enrage people. I don't get his angle, but hey, like I said, as his last name says, freedom. He believes in freedom and all this other stuff.
Come on, man.
I don't know. I guess we just agree to disagree, and that's okay.
He tripping.
If I.
Man, y'all got to stop the clown shit. I got daughters. I played basketball on the highest level. One on the highest level. Matter of fact, I won on every level. There's no woman that could ever play in the NBA, bro. Ever. And we've had some great women basketball players, but none of them were good enough to play in the NBA because it's men. A man should not belong in no women's sports because the ones that saying they should, y'all going to be out of jobs.
You know what I think, man? Because the WNBA, much like the NBA, is a very black league. The WNBA, I don't know, what other professional organization is that black female heavy? Like per capita wise, right? The WNBA has like the densest population of black women of any group industry operating in America. You literally got to go to Africa, right? And what I think is happening is, these men, these black men, they are just doing a reflexive type of defense. You gonna say prostitution? That's fucked up. That's racist, bro. Stop. No. These niggas is just doing an automatic, reflexive defense of black women because what else are you supposed to do, right? That's the one move that they know. It's like somebody triggered their black woman is in danger alarm, and they're just operating on programming now.
But if man had to find out that his God was a woman,
I say the black woman is God, and
black woman is God.
I say the black woman is God.
The black woman is God because, she was the first organism on this planet.
We've had some great women basketball players, but none of them were good enough to play in the NBA because it's men. A man should not belong in no women's sports because the ones that saying they should, y'all going to be out of jobs. Then what you going to say? We going to have 2 NBAs? No, bruh. No. Y'all not making no sense. Y'all trying to make it about Enes cancer. He trying to protect women's basketball. I don't understand what the problem is with him. Black people have been identifying as free and equal for how long? Half of y'all still ain't accepted that. So y'all want people to accept a grown man with balls that's going to play in women's sports and just accept that he a woman? No, man, I got daughters, and other fathers that got daughters agree with me.
I mean, but what is a woman though? They gotta actually take a stand. You gotta make the women actually choose, bro.
I want no man or woman sports. This is clown shit, man.
So you can call him a clown all you want, but nobody wants to make the women choose. Alpha Pookie is wicked. That's nasty work.
He's a transphobe, and he's just an unattractive person inside and out.
Inside and out. So let's go to his friend from Turkey, because his friend from Turkey is also saying he's going to play in the WNBA.
Well, it's official.
His freedom
I just
has
declared
declared.
for the 2027 WNBA draft in April. Join me in this journey.
Enes Kanter Freedom decided he's going to throw his hat into the WNBA.
The WNBA does not ban men who identify as women right now from playing in the league.
We would dominate the WNBA without batting an eyelash.
The number one prospect in the history of the WNBA.
My issue here is, if we're honest, most of the American people draw the line about men playing women's sports. And these are they're clearly men, have identified as men, so much so that they played in a professional men's league. And now they're trying to make a political point.
What does any of that mean? They're clearly men. Like when I look at Caitlyn Jenner, that is clearly a man to me. Put a 1 in the chat if Caitlyn Jenner is clearly a man to you. If Caitlyn Jenner still looks like Bruce Jenner to you, put a 1 in the chat. Because when she says clearly a man, I'm not sure what that means in this context, because you've told me plenty of times that those people are women, even though that they are clearly men. All the dudes in dresses with stubble and Adam's apples and shit, you told me that they were still men. You remember Dylan Mulvaney? Oh my God, I forgot about that name. Dylan Mulvaney almost destroyed Bud Light. Lucky I was never a Bud Light drinker anyway. If I'm going to buy some beer, I usually buy some better beer. But Dylan Mulvaney almost destroyed Bud Light. Oh, and then we had, oh, no, not the nuclear official. There was one. You're right. I think there was that one bald-headed weird one. Then, what was the other one? Rachel Levine. Remember Rachel Levine? Was like the Surgeon General under Biden. Was really just Larry from Philadelphia. You told me that these people were women, even though by most other people's judgment, those were clearly men. Remember that one person that worked for Biden that got arrested because they kept stealing women's dresses out the airport? Like literally stealing bitches' luggage out the airport? You kept telling me that those people were women. And now all of a sudden, this one's clearly a man. How do you know? What does clearly a man mean?
If we're honest, most of the American people draw the line about men playing women's sports. And these are they're clearly men, have identified as men, so much so that they played in a professional men's league.
Every trans woman used to identify as a man or boy or whatever. That's what trans means, you insensitive bitch. What do you mean they identified as men? Yeah. When they were dead named, now they're the new person. Now they are who they were always meant to be. They've always identified as this bitch. You just now discovered what a transgender is? That's literally how that works, stupid.
Men playing women's sports. And these are they're clearly men, have identified as men, so much so that they played in a professional men's league. And now they're trying to make a political point, score political points with folks who are absolutely ignorant to try to declare for the WNBA. And I just hope the commissioner drafts a statement and let them know that there's no room for them here. Native land.
See, and that's what the commissioner did. They said, you two are specifically banned, but that's it. they had nothing else to say about the actual issue. Everybody punking out right now. It's crazy. Everybody's like totally blame shifting, by the way, because nobody wants to be mean to the black women.
Enes Kanter is a fucking weirdo, as well as anybody else out there that's trying to label his trolling as activism. In order to be an activist, you have to give a fuck about the thing that you're fighting for, which Enes Kanter does not. The only reason why he's doing all this bullshit is, one, he wants to antagonize women. Two, he wants to invade their safe space, which is the WNBA. And three, because he wants to be the center of attention. Y'all will spend all day being outraged and arguing over hypotheticals when there's real shit going on in the world. All the damn food is contaminated. Gary, Indiana don't have any fucking power. Black people are being lynched in 2026. Millions of fucking children are being preyed on. But the only thing that gets y'all up in arms is an imaginary trans woman joining the WNBA. One, here's the facts. Your sisters, your daughters, your nieces, there is less than a 1% chance they will ever face a trans athlete.
There isn't any imaginary trans women. There are real trans women. Royce and Enes, they want to play. The issue is real.
That is the reality. There are currently no trans women in the WNBA, and there is no trans women knocking at the door demanding to get in.
You know what this reminds me of too? Because I've heard many people repeat this claim like there are no trans women trying to get into the NBA. And I remember that whole thing about black people and abstract ideas. You remember the question about breakfast? What if you didn't eat breakfast this morning? But I did eat breakfast. Yeah, but what if you didn't eat breakfast? But I ate breakfast. I don't know what you mean, but what if you didn't? But I did. It's the same exact thing. What if transgenders want to play in the WNBA? But there are no transgenders playing in the WNBA. But what if one wanted to? But there are none that do. But what if one wanted to, though? But there ain't none. Like, this is exactly like the breakfast thing.
This shit is not a real issue. So to all you weird motherfuckers that's talking about, oh, Enes Kanter is doing this to make a statement. You want to protect women's sports by getting a 7-footer that's only known for being one of Russell Westbrook's rebounders to put a wig on, join the WNBA, and that's how we're going to save women's sports? You're a fucking weirdo. If you truly want to protect women's sports, you can start by telling grown-ass men to stop smuggling rubber dicks into the arena and throwing them on the court while the women are playing.
You know what's crazy? I have never seen a man, a black man, mind you, so mad at where another man's dick landed. I like, really, since when we care about where another man's dick landed? If his dick landed on the WNBA court, why do I care? All right, the nigga was aiming wide. All right, it's not my fault. It's not my problem. Nigga dick can land wherever it want. All right, just don't land over here. As long as it don't land over here, we cool. I don't really like. What do you mean? What do you mean? Now you want to be the dildo police, y'all? Like, last thing I'm gonna ever do is judge where a nigga throw his thing. All right. Dick Gandalf over here. Like, why you getting all judgmental about where he threw his dick? He didn't throw it on you, right? He didn't throw it on none of your shit, did he? All right, then you good money. As long as he ain't throw that shit on you, I don't know why you tripping. Niggas acting like he the one had to dodge dicks and shit. I swear, niggas be acting like they really dodging dicks out here, bro. This is like some stolen valor type shit.
They going, join the WNBA, and that's how we going to save women's sports? You're a fucking weirdo. If you truly want to protect women's sports, you can start by telling grown-ass men to stop smuggling rubber dicks into the arena and throwing them on the court while the women are playing. If you want to make the women feel protected, you can start by telling politicians to stop using them as pawns to push their sexuality and their racial agendas. And if you truly want women's sports to be respected and remain pure, how about you start by stop trying to change their fucking game? Because
this is what sports fans are. This is what this is who watches sports ball, y'all. Help me out here, y'all. This cannot be the image of a modern sports ball enthusiast. If this is who y'all niggas be sitting next to at the stadium, bro, this is really who out here? Oh, man, I can't believe this is who out here watching sports ball now, man. I don't know what we're going to do. How do we fix that? I remember when sports ball used to be attended by guys with beer bellies and tattoos and shit and trucker hats and shit like that. Now you got like questionable gender fluid niggas who may or may not be dodging dicks. Like, what happened to the sports fandom?
Because you want to overanalyze it and come up with reasons why you don't watch. Oh, if they lowered the hoop a little bit. Oh, if they played in booty shorts. No, you just don't like watching women play basketball, and that's cool. All this fucking weird shit y'all be doing, bro. Let the women hoop. Let them be competitive. Let them be athletes, bro. That's it.
What is the woman? We will let the women hoop as soon as you tell us which one is a woman and which one ain't. I think that's fair. I don't know why you guys don't really want to just accept that as a good deal. It sounds like a good deal to me. And you know what? Speaking of the dildos on the court, let's address the dildo on the court situation.
You are a man who's concerned about trans women in the WNBA, you can keep scrolling. This isn't for you. This is strictly for the women. You can keep going. Ladies, I think I figured it out. I think I got it. The men are so concerned, the straight cisgender men are so concerned about predators. They finally care about our safety. Can you believe it? It's taken thousands of years, but they finally get it. We want to be safe from predatory men. I for one am grateful that we got here. I mean, we've been asking them to stop assaulting and molesting and raping and stalking and murdering us. They get it. They don't want us to be taken advantage of. They don't want us to be harmed. We are looking at this the wrong way. I finally understand it now. We shouldn't be mad at them. They are now concerned about women's safety. Imagine the results. This one is for the thousands of straight men who want to protect women and girls in sports. So straight men are buying dildos, going to WNBA games, and throwing them at the players. Did all this for the attention of other men, by the way. The other night, myself, my sister, and her wife were at the Sparks game, and 2 rows behind us, this bitch-ass worm boy pulled a dick out of his pants, threw it onto the court, and then took off running. A straight man, by the way, not a transgender woman. Attacking women at their job. A job that you say should be protected. And now it's happening at other WNBA games. And, as the champions of the safety of women in women's sports, I expect think pieces. I expect whole podcast conversations about it. I expect outrage on this here video about how these men need to be held accountable, how they need to be punished appropriately so that this doesn't continue. I want the whole list because I don't know, it seems a little offensive and counterintuitive to protecting women to go buy a dildo, double dick it into the arena, or maybe it's in your ass crack. I don't know. I don't think I really want to know how you got that dick in there, and then throwing it at women. And before you fucking weirdos get cute about how the women who play in the WNBA are mostly gay, I wasn't aware that that was something that you were worried about. You guys have told me for like a week straight about how wrong I am about men don't actually really care about this. Because for me, if you do care about protecting women, it should be consistent. Consistently, you should be outraged about when women are not protected. Consistently, you should have something to say when women are attacked. Consistently, you should have something to say when women are disrespected. But you don't. because you don't care. Anyway, I really look forward to the think pieces.
Yeah. You know, I just think, I don't know whoever was the first guy to come up with this, man. His name has to go down. I hope one day Count Dankula does a Mad Lad episodes on the Green Dildo affair, because it's a perfect hysterical meta type of joke to literally hurl green rubber dicks at a bunch of lesbians, bro. I couldn't think of a better troll. It really is like the perfect thing. It's like, I wonder, like, you gotta wonder what's going through their heads. They're like, oh my God, it's raining green dicks. All my life I've been trying to get away from this. Like, what the hell is going on in their minds as like a giant green projectile is coming at them, and they're literally like raining down from the rafters. They probably have nightmares about this shit. Could you imagine being a WNBA player having nightmares about green dicks pouring out of the sky while you're at the free throw line trying to save the game?
Y'all lame as fuck. Sorry, mama. I just, man, and like in most of these occasions, it's men. And I want you to know that is the gayest thing that you can do, is to go to a store.
What's wrong with being gay? You look pretty gay yourself. Like, I don't understand the rules in the WNBA. You love trans women. All women can be, anybody can be trans except for these trans women. All y'all are gay, but somehow you're making fun of dudes for allegedly being gay. The WNBA is bizarro land. Nothing makes sense over there.
Y'all lame as fuck. Sorry, mama. I just, man, and like in most of these occasions,
Right,
men.
bro. How does a woman with a deep ass voice really try to call a nigga gay? Like, come on now.
And I want you to know that is the gayest thing that you can do, is to go to a store, a sex shop, buy a dildo, come to a women's game to throw the dildo on the court. That is the gayest shit that I've ever heard.
You think it's gay. I think it's poetry. You know what the problem is? You're just not cultured. You don't understand art. That's what that was. You don't understand art. That was art at its highest form. That was like, you know what they call that shit? Was like a live action demonstration, but it's art. It was a performance piece. That's what that was. That was like Banksy, but for straight men. This is what straight men call art. We throw dildos at lesbians. It's like throwing pennies into a well. We're just throwing wishes at bitches.
So I'm a firm believer in anyone that has so much problem with a certain marginalized group, just come out and say that you're a part of our marginalized group, because that hate is unwarranted. It's not factual. And it says more about the internal struggles of that individual than it ever will say about the collective group. The men that are throwing it also shows that you are weak, like extremely weak. And it says a lot about how you feel about women, but
the funny part is how y'all feel about women. That's the funny part. That's why he threw the dildo at you, because of how you feel about women. And listen, it's the best troll in the world. It really is. Because if you think about it, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna ban me from a WNBA game? Oh, I'm scared. I think one WNBA game is all a nigga really ever needs in his life anyway. You know, if every man takes one for the team, nobody's really gonna miss out on anything. You never know how long this could last.
We don't care. It's a disruption of the game. Y'all lame as shit to us. Y'all gay to us, and we see it. So keep throwing them if you.
Why do you keep calling people gay though? Are you anti-gay? You see how the rules all of a sudden disappear now? I thought we were supposed to be nice to gay people. That's what I was told. Every time I get banned on YouTube, they remind me I gotta be nice to gays and various immigrants and all kind of allegedly protected people. They keep telling me I gotta be nice to motherfuckers. And here you go making fun of people I'm supposed to be nice to. I don't understand the rules no more.
Just want to keep telling us you're gay.
So corny.
You can come out.
So
Okay. You'll be happier. You'll be nicer to people. You'll be happier in your everyday life. You don't need to go to therapy or none of that shit. Just be yourself.
They're doing comedy now at a basketball press conference. Nobody in that entire arena gives a fuck about basketball. They all came to see lesbians and Enes cancer. That's all they came to see. They're hoping for a dick to fly out, and they want to see what happens with Enes cancer. Nobody in the whole industry gives a shit about basketball, apparently. These women up here telling gay jokes and shit.
And green, like
it would have been funnier if it was two dudes, by the way. Two dudes sitting at the table telling gay jokes would have been way funnier. Y'all the only ones laughing. You the only one laughing because you probably munch on that bitch. That's why you're laughing. You always laugh at her jokes. I know what's going on here. I know exactly what's going on here.
Don't need to go to therapy or none of that shit. Just be yourself. And green, like get your skin color. My bad. Sorry. Thank you for asking that. I've been waiting for this question. Y'all weird.
It's like they don't get it. Like, why is it green? The whole thing just bothers her mind. It's like an itch that she can't scratch. Why the fuck is it green now? She wake up in the middle of the night. There's a green dildo peeking at her from her window. She runs to the window with nobody there and shit. Just be hallucinating green dildos and shit. It's like when you take acid and you see that little red guy behind you. She looked behind her and she keeps seeing dildos. It's like a bad acid trip now. She's having a problem. She's really been traumatized by the dildo. I bet you she talks about that with her therapist.
All right, this was
like it says dildo on their credit card. Like they have to go through their financial advisor and be like, "What's this green dildo? Like, you good, Chad? You good, Richard? Are you good, Paul?" Because it also
those are the names of men. I don't understand the joke. Hey, listen, man. When you really want to hurt a lesbian's feelings, you might have to order a dildo online from Amazon. It is what it is. We're all adults here. I mean, after a certain age, let's not act like you're all shy around a sex toy, all right? Like, at what age do you stop being embarrassed about a sex toy? We're all adults here. You just want to make gay jokes. This is the one time you're allowed to make gay jokes, and it's totally cool, right? I don't know the rules no more.
to go through their financial advisor and be like, "What's this green dildo? Like, you good, Chad? You good, Richard? Are you good, Paul?" Because it also is a certain demographic. Y'all cool? Are y'all cool? And don't be running. Sorry. Okay, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead. Not everybody getting red up in this thing. Y'all
She
lame.
really is like the funniest dude in the locker room, ain't she? This is terrible. Your comedy set is terrible. Red says, "Do you think they practice the throw?" You know what I wonder? If this keeps up, will the WNBA start having dildo drills like a mass shooter drill? Like, will they start locking down stadiums and shit like that? They're gonna start treating it like it's the dude walking around with an AR-15. Like, we have sightings of a dildo on level 2A. Repeat, we have sighting of a dildo on level 2A. All agents go. Like, they're gonna start treating this shit like terrorism. Watch. I'm telling a dildo cage around the court. Not a coke cage. Oh shit. Oh shit. If they put a coke cage around the court, you know what? That would actually raise the ticket sales. That would raise the ticket sales. I'm telling you. And see, you know, that's another thing. They accuse men of not caring. We are bringing eyes and controversy to the WNBA. All right. Nobody really gave a fuck about the WNBA until niggas wanted to play ball and started throwing dildos on the court to troll you bitches, all right? This is all a part of our master plan to get y'all some airtime, and look how you're handling it. This is why you don't help women. I swear to God, this is why you don't do nothing for women. They're always ungrateful. No matter how you help them, they just turn around and stab you in the back and bite the hand that feed them. This is terrible work. Look how far niggas go out of their way to help women. You know what? Before we get out of here, there's something else I want to go over too, because I saw a couple of clips. I think I was watching like Neil deGrasse Tyson talk to these trigonometry guys about the transgender issue. You know, it's all about hormonal balance, and you just got to make sure they get the right amount of hormones. And this stupid bullshit. People come up with the most retarded shit to avoid saying the obvious, which is, one, boys have penises and girls have vaginas. And two, transgenderism is most likely 100% a mental issue. If you genuinely believe that you're a man trapped in you're a woman trapped in a man's body, or vice versa, you're a man trapped in a woman's body, whatever, you have a severe mental illness, and no amount of titties and bras and nice words is going to help you. Only God can judge you. We were better off when we just all accepted that these people were crazy. And now, because we refuse to acknowledge that these people are crazy, we're now making the rest of the world crazy by incorporating their craziness into the real world.
There are young women who've been locked out of the opportunity to compete fairly and to succeed because somebody has come in and said, I identify as a woman, still got a penis, by the way, right? Still got testicles, still got testosterone, still got male bone structure, still got male everything. You're saying that doesn't matter?
So what I'm saying is, so let's distinguish a couple of things.
Yeah.
So at the professional level and the Olympic level, first I say to my leftist friends,
Agreed.
guys,
This is crazy.
leagues get to decide. You don't have a right to be in the WNBA. I don't have a right to be in the NBA.
Yep.
They get to decide. And if you say they don't have an advantage, not only does the great majority of Americans not agree with you, I don't agree with
It's
you.
factually incorrect.
Right. A trans woman entered a weightlifting contest in her 40s and instantly lifted 200 pounds more than the biological women.
Yeah.
Although there's a meta study that studied 7 people and it was inconclusive. I read the studies. Nonsense. Now, why do I have a different position at the high school level? Because it's a balancing act. So you're balancing, hey, by the way, this is the tiniest issue in America. It's called a wedge issue for a reason, because they don't want you to notice the great American robbery, which is the corporate robbery that's going on. So they try to drive a wedge between us. Okay.
We talked about that for 40 minutes, to be fair. On this
Okay,
conversation.
yeah.
So we have.
And shout out to American, man. I think this came in a while ago. I just now noticed it, but he says abort. This is a Trojan horse, bro. Trojan horse, ironically, sounds like another euphemism for transgenders.
Somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
Literally, tell me Trojan horse doesn't sound like the perfect euphemism for transgenders, all right? You could say Trojan horse on YouTube 1,000,000 times and they'll never be able to ban you. Shout out to American, man, for giving me a new trans slur that's YouTube friendly. These Trojan horse motherfuckers. You know, back in the day, we used to just say it's a trap, but they banned that word. You're not really allowed to say it's a trap no more. They like literally banned the meme and try to erase it off the internet. Now we got to call them Trojan horses. That's what they are. Those are Trojan horses, trying to do it to you Greek style.
Somebody had to do it. I am the chosen one. Somebody had to do it.
Hit the like button if y'all like, share, and subscribe. Click the link in the chat if you want to support the show. Go to buymeacoffee.com. And also, you can support me over on Venmo at The Hoodservative over on Venmo. Appreciate y'all coming out. Like the video, y'all. Thanks for coming through. Where were we?
Haven't ignored that, right?
Yeah.
So let's just deal with this.
So here they've got it's tiny. What is it? 13 kids, 130 kids out of a country of 330 million people. So when I look at the balancing interest there, I go, I understand what you're saying. I understand that it might be unfair, right?
Okay.
On the other hand, now we're going to have to check the genitalia of kids. I don't want to do that. That's too much. And you're going to tell a young trans kid, we're going to otherize you. We're going to ostracize you. You're not really a woman. You're not really a girl.
But they're not a woman.
Okay. All right.
Look how he just closes his brain off to, but you're not a woman. And you got to ask yourself, from a strategic point, from an ideological standpoint, why is it so important for liberals and progressives and communists and leftists to accept transgenderism and really all manner of sexual debauchery? There really isn't any sexual boundary that liberals and leftists and whatnot have an issue with. I mean, the only sex that liberals really hate is heterosexual baby-making sex, right? That's really what they hate. That's why they're pro-abortion. That's why they push women's rights. You know, have all the sex you want as long as you ain't making a lot of babies. You know, if you make a baby, come let me handle that for you. But you got to wonder, why is it so important for liberals to be in support of all manner of sexual dysfunction even? And the only real answer I can come up with is demoralization. That's really what it is. It's a giant demoralization plot. So at the very least, you can, browbeat people to the point where they do what Cenk Uygur is doing right now by basically engaging in doublethink. I know they're men, but I'm compelled to see them as women now. I know they're men, but they're women.
You're not really a woman. You're not really a girl.
But they're not a woman.
Okay. All right.
But they're not.
But brother.
But they're not. If you've got a penis and you've got male testosterone and male bone structure, you're not a woman.
So when you become an adult, we can have that debate. But when you're a kid, I'm going to protect you. And I'm going to say, go ahead and run in the race. And if you beat my daughter and it costs her this much out of the 13 cases in the country, and it costs her a little bit because she wanted to get into Yale, but she got into Dartmouth, I'll live with it.
Cenk Uygur is willing to sacrifice his daughter to the transgender agenda. I don't know what you say to that. Keep him away from my kids. I don't want your kids playing with my kids.
Because I'm not checking your genitalia and I'm not traumatizing you when you're a kid. Okay. I would rather have my daughter come in second, third, or eighth, okay, than traumatize those kids. So we can agree to disagree on that, but that's my position on it.
Yeah. So there you go.
Enes, what happened tonight?
What happened tonight? Good question. So I was literally out there. I mean, I'm a huge fan of basketball, a huge fan of women's basketball, and I was there to watch the game. And I was really excited because I'm a huge fan of the Fevers, and so I was literally there to just watch the game. And then first half went amazing. I was having so much fun with my friends and stuff. And then it was towards the end of the third quarter, and Sophie Cunningham shot a three, and I put my hands up to celebrate, right? Literally a couple positions later, Natasha came back and started screaming and yelling and said, "She's not going to sleep with you." And I was like, I am not trying to sleep with her. I'm just here to protect women and support her. And then obviously after that, she started yapping and she started to walk towards me. And literally I just got up and then I was like, I'm just here to protect women and that's all, right? And then she started to yell. She started to use some very heavy language. She started to actually cuss. And I was very shocked that there were a lot of kids and there were a lot of teenagers was at that game. And I just cannot believe that she was just cussing and using those F-bombs in front of all these kids. And that is not, I mean, I'm sure like she's loved in Chicago and many kids and idolizing her and stuff, but that's not an a WNBA athlete should react, you know? And then anyway, and then after that, the security guy, came and then I was like, listen, you need to leave. I was like, can you please tell me why do I need to leave? They said, look, you just need to leave. And then they literally, I don't want to say they dragged me, but like they pretty much like pushed me to leave the gym. And then after that, I had a conversation with the police officers, which I respect a lot. I was like, listen, I was just there to protect women.
It's crazy what's going on. They really don't have any standards anymore. They just, you can do whatever now. And basically all this in defense of transgender women. And you know what? I can't help but to remind y'all, I don't think transgender women like regular women all that much. Why do you think they call y'all cis and they make up words for you like fish and shit like that? Like transgender women have slurs against straight women. I think they actually want your spot.
This nigga on my face, cuz. Stop. Why you?
Yeah, this is a transgender. This one right here on the left. You see the title, Trans Woman Assaulting a Real Woman. Watch this clip.
This nigga on my face, cuz.
Stop.
Why you?
No! Oh my God!
Y'all already know I'm floored to see this type of shit. A man hitting a woman because she refers to him as the man, that's what we be talking about with these trans folks.
Yes, it takes two of y'all to talk to me. Bitch, shut up.
You just keep talking.
1, 2, 3.
You just like BCB.
Wait, 1, 2, 3.
You start all that shit.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Why you playing Savannah?
Ladies and gentlemen. Because she being messy. Ladies,
You talking to T.
Hold on.
Yeah, you are fish. No shade.
Okay. Girl, look.
If Savannah is fish, we know that this is the derogatory term used towards women, because what woman would want to be like Savannah?
Yeah, apparently fish is a slur that trans women have against straight women. Because that whole thing of me smelling like fish or whatever. I imagine that's where it comes from.
Why you starting with Savannah?
Ain't nobody starting with y'all. Y'all all three gotta talk to me.
But hold on, real shit.
I gotta gang up with my people said.
Go ahead, Shaba. What was you trying to say before you
I said, ladies and gentlemen, why y'all sit this nigga next to me?
That's a woman. No, that's a woman.
Tell this nigga
That's a woman.
My ID say female.
Okay, tell this nigga the truth. Stop me.
One thing I would never understand, why does their IDs say female? Saying female.
He had to tell you to fix your teeth.
No. Get up. You on my dick, bitch. Your shit big too. Girl. 1, 2, 3. Get this nigga on my face, cuz.
Stop.
Why you?
No! Oh my God, no!
And ultimately, that's where it heads, right? If you don't believe they're women, they're gonna fight you like men. If you don't acknowledge them as women, they will fight you like a man. And then we're gonna see who the woman is. We're gonna see who the bitch is after that.
Royce kept me locked in a cage for 35 years. And now that I'm free, now that I'm liberated, I'm going to live my best life. I'm going to do me. I'm going to be the beautiful black queen I was meant to be. And none of you are going to rain on my parade. Because when you start to spew that hatred and that bigotry, and you start to tell me that I need to, subject myself to the same big pharma Isn't it ironic? The same big pharma you say is responsible for the brutal murder of 3 children, the strangulation of 3 small children, the same big pharma you say is ultimately responsible for that, for Lindsay Clancy, is the same big pharma you want me to subject myself to in order to solidify my transition.
Why is she not woman enough for the WNBA? Real question. Real question. Why is she not woman enough to play in the WNBA? What are the rules? What makes this one a woman and the other one not women or whatever? How do you determine that this one is somehow faking? All the other transgenders, all the Caitlins, what's that nigga name that just got locked up for trying to like pedophile a kid in Georgia? What was that one name? The one that was messing with Chingy? Y'all call all of them women. Y'all said, no, these are women. Trans women are women. These is women's. How come this one not a woman? I don't get it. I need clarity.
Well, Royce is a little bit smarter than that. Royce is not going to let anybody determine what constitutes as a legitimate transition. Don't worry about my hormones. Don't worry about my genitalia. Don't worry about my wardrobe. I had somebody tell me online that Royce can't wear a suit. That Royce can't wear a suit and a wig. That's not feminine enough. That's not trans. Call the ITC. Call the International Trans Court and tell them your complaints about my transgender dress code. You got a complaint about my black trans lesbian dress code? Call the ITC. Call the ITC and you file an official complaint. Royce is going to dress how she wants to dress. And
you know what's funny too? Back in the 90s, in the Mad TV era, in the Saturday Night Live era, this would have been a skit. This is basically a skit from Mad TV. I should have been watching this on broadcast television when I was 12 years old. And what I think happened is, for reasons that I really don't quite understand, we all kind of stopped making fun of them. But we used to collectively see this as funny. And now it's not funny anymore. This is like deadly serious political maneuvering and shit like that. This is like protesting and shit. But these people, this used to be a joke.
And to be honest, I think all of you Decepticons out there, all you Decepticons out there who, for some reason, think that you need to change your hormones, have a surgery, talk to a therapist, and dress like a woman in order to be a transgender. I mean, isn't that cisnormative? Why would a man need to wear long fingernails, get boobs, cut off his clitoris, and have the confirmation of anybody in order to be a transgender? Why? We believe all women. If you say you're a woman, you're a woman. That's how y'all wanted to play it. That's how Royce is going to play it.
I am who I say I am. That is what they were holding up outside of the game the other night. I am who I say I am. Why won't they believe me? You believe all the other transgenders. Why don't you believe this one? I need them to break it down for me. Like, explain it in crayon. Why is this one not legitimate, but all the other ones are perfectly legitimate?
If you say you're a woman, you're a woman. That's the rule. If you feel like a woman, being a woman is an experience. It has nothing to do with biology. Sex does not proceed from biology, and genitalia does not determine gender. Reproductive organs do not determine gender. That's how y'all wanted to play it, so that's how Royce is going to play it. Okay.
Not
I'm a beautiful
her.
black trans lesbian, and you all better start showing me the respect that I deserve. Royce deserves to be respected as a black woman. And you know, it's just funny. I haven't gotten any calls from Vanity Fair. I haven't gotten any calls from Sports Illustrated to do a body edition. I haven't gotten any calls from the Grammys or the Oscars or any of these other award shows that want to give me a Lifetime Achievement Award for my bravery, my stunningness and my bravery. Give me a Woman of the Year award. Why is that? Is it political? Because surely it's not my look. Surely you don't think that Royce is ugly. Surely you're not saying that a beautiful black queen like Royce isn't slaying.
I think they think you're ugly, Royce. I think they think you're ugly. If you were prettier, they would let you play with all of the masculine lesbians in the WNBA. But I think you're just not cute enough to ball with all the other lady ballers. I'm not saying that. I think that's what they think about you. You know, I think Royce is a black queen, and we need to respect Royce and all that Royce wants to achieve in her life.
But if man had to find out that his God was a woman,
I say the black woman is God, and
Black woman is God.
I say the black woman is God.
The black woman is God because, you know, she was the first organism on this planet.
Like the video, y'all. I got to get up out of here. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace, y'all.
Aspiring to be patriarchs like what white men have, that isn't freedom. That isn't going to help anybody. It's certainly not going to help black people.
It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done.